didn't know that. I use your holiday template. It has the official spots. Hey, can I get names real quick? Hey, good. How are you guys doing? So I think Johnny something, right? Hey guys, can I get names real quick? Can I get names?
Yeah, Jeff Shelton.
Jeff Shelton.
Gary Boyle.
Gary Boyle? Which one's Gary Boyle?
He is.
He is really? We got two Gary.
Jeff Shelton.
I know Gary Boyle.
I don't do it.
Jeff Shelton's our evaluator up there. That's what we're using.
Okay.
Joe Thompson.
Who do we really have? Once I get that. Yeah, come on there. You're gonna make me look bad.
Chuck Crane.
I was gonna say. I thought your name was something like that.
Chuck Crane. Tito Ruiz.
Good evening.
Tito Ruiz.
Tito Ruiz.
Okay.
Pierre Newsom. I don't like letting everyone know my name.
Should I mention Jeff Shelton at first? Is Gary Boyle here?
That's what I do all the time.
I know Gary Boyle. I used to work with him, so that was the wrong name.
Starting at one of the guard positions tonight, he stands 5'9" and wears number 10. Mason Christensen. For the Warriors, a 6'3" sophomore guard wearing number 2, Adun Ball. For the Hawks, a 5'10" senior guard wearing number 20, Keegan Grayson Zeron. From Edmonds, Woodway, wearing number 5, he's a 5'11" senior guard, Michael Epic. For the Hawks, a 6'4" senior forward, wearing number 22, Kyrie Armstead. For the Warriors, a 6' senior guard, wearing number 12, Noah Becker. For Mountlake, Terrace, a 6'3" junior forward, wearing number 30, Mason Peterson. And finally for the Warriors, a 6'5" senior forward, wearing number 33, Cameron Eck. And finally for the Hawks, a 6'4" senior forward, wearing number 32, Brendan Hayes. Head coach for the Warriors is Robert Brown. The head coach for the Hawks is Nathan Stewart. He is assisted by Al Shannon, Greg Wirtz, Johnny Phillips, Tim Cashman, and Anthony Asbury. The Hawks trainer is Sabora Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the Mountlake Terrace High School Pep Band plays our national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to Mountlake Terrace, Washington. It is time for Wesco 3A basketball. This is Steve Willett's big Wesco 3A showdown tonight, a showdown between two Edmonds School District teams. It is pouring down rain outside and cold. Inside, no umbrellas or jackets needed. We are ready for basketball. Two teams that know each other very well, two teams that are separated by just a few miles in geography. It is the home team, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks, coming into this game with a record of 7 wins and 1 loss, league play, 15-1 overall, battling the Edmonds Woodway Warriors, 4-4 in league play, 9-7 overall, and we'll talk about the standings a little bit later. The Edmonds Woodway Warriors currently in 6th place out of the Wesco 3A schools. They need to get top 5 to potentially have a shot at clinching a spot into the district playoffs. And this would be a game that could go a long way in doing that. We're going to get you the starting lineups here in just a moment. Mountlake Terrace with the basketball. That's number 20, Keegan Grayson's a run. He is a 5'10" senior. The other guard, the 5'9" sophomore, number 10, Mason Christensen. The rest of the starting lineup with the basketball right now, that's Kyrie Armstead. He's a 6'4" senior, having a fantastic year. Number 32, Brendan Hayes with the open shot. Hits off the front iron. Hayes is a 6'4" senior. And then rounding out the lineup, number 30, a 6'3" junior, Mason Peterson. Now we're going to go ahead and switch over and talk about the road team wearing the green uniforms right now. That's Michael Epic, number 5 with the basketball. He's a 5'11" senior. Gets it down low to another senior, and that ball is blocked. Referee shadowing us right there so we couldn't see who it was, but Epic getting it down to Cam Eck. Eck had 2 looks at it, couldn't get it. Eck is a 6'5" senior wearing the number 33. The rest of the Edmonds Woodway lineup, Madoon Bull, number 2. He's averaging 15.3 points per game, and he's only a sophomore. Ushena Ochelanu, wearing the number 0, is a 5'10" senior. Mason Christensen bounces, does not go down. Couldn't get it to fall. Ochelanu, another one of the starters. And then finally, rounding out the Edmonds Woodway lineup, a 6' senior averaging over 13 points per game, number 12, Noah Becker. Madoon Bull will pick up the foul as Christensen goes to the line shooting 2. That was, in fact, a shooting foul. The first foul of the game for either team, and Christensen makes him pay at the free throw line, hitting the first one. Christensen, who was 5 for 6 from the free throw line the other night against Everett. He's 1 for 2 now as he misses the second. Had a game in which he was 8 for 8 against Lake Washington to start the season. That was the opener this year. Hawks on an 11-game winning streak. Peterson picks it off, flips it ahead to Armstead. Briefly slowed down by Epic and loses the ball out of bounds. Turnover to Edmonds Woodway. 1-0 game here early on. We're 1 minute and 22 into this battle. And so far it appears to be a defensive showdown. 1-0 is our score. As Ochelanu brings up the ball, right side, over to Epic. Epic is always dangerous with the basketball. He's had 3 games this year in which he's had 20 points or more. So is this guy, number 2, Madoon Bull, the sophomore, floating it up from 17 feet out, hits the front of the rim. Becker with the rebound, gets blocked. Brendan Hayes says, get that out of here. He throws it out. Right to one of his Warrior teammates, and we're going to get the first foul of the game against Mountlake Terrace. Brendan Hayes picking up the call, his first. We're going to get a whistle here real quick from the referees as they still sort things out a little bit. Joe Thompson, Chuck Frame, and Tito Ruiz are the referees tonight. Told them I'd give it a little shout out to Jeff Shelton, one of their supervisors who's at the game, keeping an eye on things. We'll have to get the clarification here in a minute. I believe that foul is on Hayes. Oh, they changed it. Okay, Mason Peterson's going to pick up the foul. His first, number 30. Scoreboard yet to change it, so we weren't really quite sure, but now we know. Ochelanu into the lane, left side, kicks it down low. Cam Eck, the recipient of a nice pass, and he gets the bucket. 2 points for Eck. He's averaging 8.3 points per game this season. He's the big presence for Edmonds Woodway down low. Woodway trying to put a little press on in the backcourt, and in doing so, picking up a foul. Ushenu Ochelanu will pick up the foul. We need to clarify there is another Ochelanu on the team, younger brother Chinadu, who is a sophomore and gets a lot of playing time. He actually averages more points per game. He wears the number 4, so we'll have them both in at times. Hayes had the look he wanted, just couldn't finish it off. Eck grabs the rebound, pushing it ahead. Uchenu into the lane. Terrace wanted the foul. They're not going to get it. Ochelanu with the bucket. 4-1, Edmonds Woodway out to the early lead here. 5:30 to go in the first quarter as Christensen kicks it ahead. Mountlake Terrace slowing things down a bit. The Hawks, number 11 in the RPI poll currently. Mason Peterson in and out. Ball bounces around. Kyrie Armstead almost comes up with it as Keegan Grayson's run had a nice look, batted it towards Armstead. Finally, Edmonds Woodway able to come away with it. Becker on the left side in the corner, hands in his face. Misses the shot. Nice job by Peterson on the defensive side of things. Keegan Grayson's run driving right into the lane, kicks it out, and he's going to be pushed in the process. And that should be a non-shooting foul. Uchenna Achulano picking up his second foul early here, 3 minutes and 1 second into the game. And consequently, he's going to head towards the bench as one Achulano heads out. Another one comes in as Chinadu checks into the game for the first time today. Chinadu listed as an inch shorter than his brother. He's at 5'9". 4-1 score. Mountlake Terrace still looking for their first field goal. Just a little more than 3 minutes into the game. Peterson up top, over to Armstead. Christensen, the sophomore pulls up from the shoulder of the free throw line. It drains it. Mason with all 3 of the Terrace points so far here in the first quarter. Sophomore on sophomore right now. Chinadu driving into the corner. Man-to-man defense. Epic gets the shot up. Armstead blocks it. Ball bounces around, and finally Achulano comes over. He's going to fire up another 3. This one goes high into the air after hitting the rim. Eck pulls it down. Back out to Achulano. Cam Eck with 3 rebounds already here early. He's always a threat to go double-digit in that category. Madoon Bull, 24 seconds on the shot clock, 11 feet out. Peterson gets a hand up, but to no avail. Madoon Bull with his first basket of the night, 6-3 Edmonds Woodway as we get to the halfway point. And there's the dunk! Mason Peterson saw a cutting Armstead, and he gets fouled in the process. Fantastic play. Peterson down in the left corner, saw Armstead cutting towards the basket. Perfect dish, goes up over Cam Eck. Count the bucket, and he'll head to the free throw line. We've seen Armstead throw down dunks time and time again this year. A lot of those are breakaways. This, however, was not. This was contested and didn't matter. The 6'5" Eck not able to stop him. Free throw is missed. Nice job by Zarun getting the offensive board. Hawks are going to keep it down on this side of the floor. 6-5 lead for Edmonds Woodway. Mountlake Terrace, though, trying to take the lead from them right now, and that's not going to work. Ball gets knocked away. Epic looking to push. He's got numbers 3 on 2. Mike Epic into the lane. Flips his back towards the basket in hopes of not getting that shot block, but in doing so, didn't get the look he wanted. Armstead for 3. Misses the shot. Madoon Bull grabs the rebound. Now we're off and running. Both teams going back-to-back. Bull into the corner for Epic. Long 3. A lot of air into that one. Misses it. Zarun kicks it ahead to Armstead. Armstead with Bull on him. Doesn't matter. He lays it up. Kyrie with his second bucket of the night. We got a track meet going here, folks. Not as many points as we were thinking, perhaps, but a lot of running. It's 7-6, and we're going to take a quick timeout. You're watching HBN. Oh, but there we go. Now we're back on him. Didn't realize we were muted. Brendan Hayes gets the bucket. Apparently we were muted coming out of the timeout. Hopefully we didn't miss much. Brendan Hayes with the basket. It is now 11-10. Madoon Bowl over to Noah Becker. Hawks with a 1-point lead right now. Bowl, long three, drains it. The sophomore showing range. 5 points on the night for number 2. Makes it a 13-11 game. Connor Williams in between two players. Underhand layup. Couldn't get it to finish, though. Rims out. Nice move by Williams. 2 players converging on him. He went right through him and went right towards the hoop. Almost had a spectacular play. Brendan Hayes. Hayes stepping up big. His 3rd block unofficially already, and we're not even through the first quarter. Hayes coming into the game, leading the team with 24 blocks on the year. It's just a little over 1 per game. He's certainly well ahead of that average here already. 46 seconds to go in the first quarter. The road team, the Warriors, with the basketball, looking to extend their 2-point lead. Nice job by Bull to get the ball into Richards. Richards not able to hold on to it. Here come the Hawks. Armstead floats one up, misses it. Bull with the backhand knocks it away into the hands of Richards. Nice job by Madoon. He's a little slow coming up the court. I was wondering there momentarily if he might have been a little banged up. I think he just wisely realized the shot clock is now off. We're under 35 to go. 15 seconds left. I think Bull realized no need to rush when we're just going to slow this thing down anyway. 9 seconds left in the quarter. Bull being guarded by one of the best defenders in all of Wesco, maybe the best defender, Kyrie Armstead. Bull goes up, and we're going to get a traveling call. We just called him the best defender, and we said it for a reason. Bull going airborne. Armstead doing a nice job of getting a hand in there without fouling. Forced Bull to not be able to relinquish the basketball. Goes up with it, comes down with it. That is illegal. And with 1.3 seconds, Peterson floats one up from 48 feet out, misses it. And we've come to the end of the first quarter of play. And we've got a dandy here so far. The Edmonds Woodway Warriors. They lead the home team, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks, 13-11. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. And welcome back once again to the Terraceum. The second quarter of action is about ready to get underway. Great first quarter, back and forth affair. Edmonds Woodway getting the better of the home team, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks. 13-11 is our score. We're getting late into the season. This is the 4th to last game, last regular season game for both of these teams. Both with aspirations of heading towards postseason play. Madoon Bull once again can't get that one to go. They're going to say Hayes went over the back of Richards. And Brendan's going to pick up his first foul. Only the second team foul against the Hawks tonight. So Mountlake Terrace really playing for RPIs at this point, index rankings, as they're the only 2A team in a 3A conference. So a computer-generated system will determine where they are seated going into the District 1 playoffs come early February. Mountlake Terrace currently ranked 11th in the state according to the WIAA RPI rankings. Not necessarily the same index that's used by District 1, so that may not mean anything. The top 2 teams in the state right now, by the way, according to the WIAA, Anacortes and Linden, both in the same district as Mountlake Terrace. Becker misses the shot. Hayes goes up, grabs the rebound, kicks it over to Williams. Connor Williams from 17 feet out, rims around, finally falls out the front. Mike Epic grabbing the basketball, pushing it ahead forward quickly, and then finally Edmonds Woodway decides that, hey, we need to reset the offense here, and they're going to slow things down a bit. Edmonds Woodway, again, I take Mountlake Terrace out of the equation because of the fact that they are not playing for the 3A seedings, which Edmonds Woodway is, in what would otherwise be a 12-team conference. Epic into the lane, underhand floater, misses it. Armstead grabs the rebound. Armstead to Hayes. Hayes thought about the three, finally fires one up, hits it! Nothing but the bottom of the net! Hayes initially looked at the three, had a defender come flying in, waited till the defender went by, dribbled just a couple steps to his right, took aim, fired, and swished. 14-13 Hawks back out on top. Bull tries to change that, misses it, however. Peterson quickly gets it ahead to Mason Christensen. The sophomore pulls up from 14 feet out, misses it. Here come the Warriors as Bull again grabbing yet another rebound. Mike Epic, he misses the three ball. Connor Williams, the guard, shooting in there to get the board. 14-13 score, 6:06 to go. And I have not forgotten about that conversation. We'll talk about the standings for Edmonds Woodway in a moment. Connor Williams down low. Armstead, count the basket, draws the foul. He now has 8 points on the night. And he's going to head to the line to try to make this a three-point play. Madoon Bull picking up his second foul, sixth team foul. Edmonds Woodway, three different players with two fouls each so far. It's Uchenna Uchilanu, Madoon Bull, and Cam Eck all with three fouls as Armstead hits the free throw, giving him 9 points. And Elijah Thomas apparently has checked into the game. He was listed on our roster as 32. 5'6" sophomore, wearing the number 3. Mountlake Terrace is also going to go with a substitution as Cole Yell, the 6'5" senior, coming up to the scores table. He will check in for the first time tonight. Thomas to Richards. Richards going to put one up from 14 feet out. He misses it. Richards' uncle, by the way, Michael Richards, the assistant coach on the bench. He used to be the Linwood head coach. Armstead to Hayes. Nicely done. They tried it the other way. It didn't work. Hayes dishing off to Armstead. He couldn't finish. Missed his own shot. Grabbed the rebound. It dishes it back to Hayes. The Hawks with their largest lead of the night, 19-13. Edmonds Woodway says, we need a full timeout, and we're going to take one as well. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. And welcome back to the Hawk Broadcast Network. Steve Willits here from the Terrace team. The Terrace band playing over in the corner tonight. Always enjoy hearing them. A moment ago they were playing School's Out for Summer, an old Alice Cooper song. School is out here at Mountlake Terrace for the day, but certainly the Hawks looking to take the Warriors to school here in the second quarter as they are on an 8-0 run to start the quarter. 5:18 to go here in the quarter. We started to mention it earlier. Edmonds Woodway, again, if you take Mountlake Terrace out of the equation for the sake of determining playoff seeds, Edmonds Woodway right now is in 6th place. Directly in front of them is Meadowdale. They play Meadowdale on Friday night this week. There is a very strong possibility, depending on how things play out in the Northwest Conference, that the top 5 teams out of Wesco could automatically get berths into the double elimination district tournament. The 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place teams will have to have play-in games, a one-game playoff. So really, it's advantageous to finish in that top 5. So for all intents and purposes, right now, Edmonds Woodway is number 6. Meadowdale is number 5. Meadowdale right now at 5-3. Edmonds Woodway 4-4. They play each other again on Friday night. That's going to be at the stable in Meadowdale. Matter of fact, Meadowdale playing last night, getting a 57-56 win over Everett. Roger O'Neill, their head coach, might be joining us at halftime as he is in attendance tonight, scouting out this Edmonds Woodway team, no doubt. And we're going to get a foul called against the Hawks. You're going to get Connor Williams with the foul. 3rd team foul against the Hawks. First one here, I was going to say the first one of the quarter. It's actually the second one, but it will put Achilanu at the line. Edmonds Woodway still looking for their first points here of the second quarter, and we're 3 minutes and 2 seconds in. Chinadu Achelanu making the first shot. That's the first free throw attempt of the night for Edmonds Woodway. Mountlake Terrace 2 for 4 at the line thus far. Mountlake Terrace team that shoots 73% from the free throw line this season. And Achelanu hits the second one as well. He now has 4 points on the night. And again, it's Achelanu for Achelanu as Uchenna Achelanu checks in for little brother as Chinadu will take a seat on the bench. Achelanu and Bull both putting on a press. They find Peterson in the corner left side. He dribbles up about 4 feet, pulls up, shoots, drains it. Mason Peterson on the board for the first time tonight. 21-15, the Hawks once again back out on top by 6 points. Matches their high total of the night, and they've got a chance to extend it as Achelanu was looking for a cutting Mike Epic in the corner. Epic started to cut back towards Achelanu, and the ball sailed right off of his hand, out of bounds. And with 4:35 to go here in the first quarter, Mountlake Terrace could get that lead even bigger. Williams goes right into the lane, right at Achelanu. Wasn't able to get the shot he quite wanted. Ball bounces off. Edmonds Woodway back on the other end. And we're going to get a penalty called against Mountlake Terrace. That will be on number 30, Mason Peterson, who's picking up his second foul of the game. First Hawk to pick up a second foul tonight. Only the 4th foul on the Hawks on the evening. It's going to reset the 35-second clock. Keegan Grayson's a run about to check back into the game for the Hawks. Connor Williams with a nice pickpocket. Gets it from Becker. Becker takes it right back away from him. Scramble for the ball. Everybody's on the ground. And unfortunately for the Hawks, I think Mason Peterson may have just picked up his 3rd foul. No, they're going to say it was actually, going to say that was on a Cole Yell, his first. Zorun's going to come in and spell Peterson. And with 2 fouls, that may be the last time we've seen Peterson here in the first half. 4:04 to go on the clock. Epic kicks it back out to Bull, being guarded very closely by Grayson Zarun. Sophomore goes baseline, blue shoes and all, puts it up, misses it. Grayson Zarun pushing forward. Connor Williams on the right side. Into the key, gets it to Yell. Yell can't come up with it initially. Stays with it, misses the shot, gets his own board. Back up again, misses it. Armstead comes flying in between the legs of Epic, pulls it away. Beautiful job by Armstead. Grayson's a run for 3. Off to the side, barely catches the glass. The ball's going to come down to Edmonds Woodway. And here comes Uchenna Achelanu into the corner. Epic swinging things around a bit. Errol Richards into the lane. Pushes down in on Yell. Yell stands his ground, does not foul. Nicely done. Williams kicks it ahead, literally kicks it off the foot of Grayson's a run. Back to Williams, and he gets the basket. Connor Williams with his first 2 points of the night. Williams always tough on defense. During the 2-day holiday tournament here back in December, he had 9 steals over a course of 2 games. He bats that one out of bounds. Warriors are going to keep the ball. 3:01 to go on the clock, first half. Mountlake Terrace up 23-15. The last time these two teams played at the Terraceum, December 17th, 2015, just a little more than 2 years ago. A game that went right down to the wire, and on that night, with less than 3 seconds to go, a young sophomore by the name of Kyrie Armstead hit the runner at the, I was going to say at the buzzer, but there was, in fact, I think 2 or 3 seconds left, which ultimately ended up being the deciding factor, Hawks getting the victory. The way the Hawks are playing right now, Armstead's hoping he doesn't need late last-second heroics tonight. Grayson Zarun puts up the shot. Armstead there with the rebound. Everybody going up for it. Scramble. Armstead's going to put it back up, but they're going to call a jump ball ahead of that. Possession arrow is pointing towards Mountlake Terrace. So the Hawks will keep the possession with 2:46 to go. Mason Christensen to inbound. Yell, Grayson Zarun, Williams, and Armstead are on the floor for Mountlake Terrace. Zarun, Robert Brown, the head coach for Edmonds Woodway, wanted to travel, is not going to get it. Yell misses the shot. Christensen goes back up. Errol Richards comes flying in from behind, and I believe they're going to get number 21 on the foul. Let's wait for the confirmation here. That's exactly what we're going to get. It's going to put Christensen at the line. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Makes the first shot. Gives him 4 for the night. And Christensen's now 3 for 4. I mentioned earlier, he was 5 for 6 on Friday night against Everett. And we're going to get Connor Williams called with the arm check here. 6th team foul against Mountlake Terrace with 2:30 to go here in the half. The next foul will result in Edmonds Woodway going to the line for the bonus. 7 team fouls against Edmonds Woodway, so Mountlake Terrace is already there. 25-15 is our score. Ball goes out of bounds. I think some of the folks here thought it might have gone off of Achulano. They're going to say no. Connor Williams was the last one to touch it as Brendan Hayes checks back into the game. Hayes with 7 points already tonight. .219 left here in the half. Madoon Bowl, long shot, rolls off. Nice job by Hayes to grab a rebound. Mountlake Terrace already up by double digits. They're on a 14-2 run here in the second quarter. That's the entire second quarter, that is. And they're looking for more right now. Just a quarter dominated right now by the home team. Brendan Hayes hits it! 3-pointer. Brendan Hayes with 10 points on the night. Hayes, who's 33% from the three-point line this year. He's hit a three-pointer in all but 2 games so far. Already has 2 tonight. The early hot hand here. Richards is going to miss this shot. Mountlake Terrace can go up and double Edmonds Woodway up right now. Even more so if this one goes in. Christensen misses the shot. Noah Becker comes away with it. 1:32 to go in the half. 28-15 is our score. Madoon Bowl using that off arm. The Terrace fans are yelling. They wanted an offensive foul. They're not going to get one. Becker pulls up from 12 feet out. Nice job by Hayes to get a hand up, and an even better job by Becker to drain it. His first points of the night. And that's part of the problem for Edmonds Woodway right there. Becker is your number 2 leading scorer on the year, averaging 13.2 points per game, and that's his first bucket. Mason Christensen hits it! The sophomore, first three-pointer of the night for him. 8 points for the game. Hawks with their largest lead of the night. 31-17 is our score. Epic with the push-off, steps back, fires up the 3. Nice box out by Cole, keeping Richards away from it. Christensen comes away with it, pushes ahead. Armstead in the corner, gets shoved by Epic, and we're going to have him go to the line with 38.4 seconds to go in the half. Points for the quarter so far. Mountlake Terrace 20, Edmonds Woodway 4. And that could be extended right here as Epic picks up his first foul. Armstead shooting 1-1. He's a 73% free throw shooter on the year. Armstead, by the way, on Friday night against Everett, not a bad showing. 20 points, 15 rebounds. Gets the first free throw. Another key stat from that game. He was 8 for 16 from the field. Believe it or not, that was the first time in 5 games that Armstead shot 50% or better from the field. I should say first time in 6 games. His previous 5 games, he was under 50%. Of course, tonight the dunks are helping to improve that. 33-17. The Hawks with a 16-point lead on the Warriors right now. 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Warriors slowing things down a bit. Playing it as though they may, in fact, try to have the last shot of the half. Shot clock now down at 12. Achulano picking up the screen from Eck. Epic pops out, shoots it. Armstead comes flying in. Ball bouncing around, 5 seconds to go. Epic in the corner for the 3. They're going to say that was they're going to say it was a long 2. Shot is fired up. Let's double check that real quick. We had one referee that was signaling 3. The other Chuck Fram, who was across the court, initially put his hands up to say 3. Joe Thompson, who was standing closer to Epic, signaled no. I'm going to wave that off and give you a 2 on it. The long 2, but it does count. Regardless, Epic with the point, his first basket of the half. And Mountlake Terrace with a 33-19 score at the break. We're going to take a quick break ourselves, and when we come back, we've got youth basketball going on out here. We'll broadcast that a little bit and get you caught up on some of the first half stats. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. And welcome back to the Terraceum. It is 33-19. It only seems like it's 39-19 the way that last quarter went. Mountlake Terrace outscoring Edmonds Woodway 22-6 in the second quarter, and they are now up by 14. And we've got the future Hawks out here on the floor right now, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And who knows, 5, 6, 7 years from now, one of the gentlemen who might be in charge of stopping some of these youngsters is sitting to my right. It's the head coach of the Meadowdale Mavericks, Roger O'Neill. Roger, you're playing this Edmonds Woodway team on Friday. Little surprised at the 22-6 second quarter?
Yeah, I thought the biggest change between quarters was just rebounding. I don't have the numbers broken down, but it looked like the first quarter, Edmonds Woodway got a whole bunch of second chances, and they dominated the glass, and that completely flipped in the second quarter. Terrace throws in some threes along with it, and they get in rhythm, and they were able to make Woodway play a half-court game offensively. So I think
kind of a crazy question, but you're playing this team on Friday. Is a game like this, I mean, would you rather see an opponent, or does it matter at basketball? Is it good to have a mad team coming into your place on a Friday, or would you rather see them feeling good about themselves and a little complacent, or does that give them confidence?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's up to us to play our game on Friday, and it's Meadowdale Edmonds Woodway, so both teams are going to be up for it regardless. So I think it's about us going out and executing our game plan and our jobs Friday night. And, I don't know that there's any extra motivation needed by either side of that one.
When it's Edmonds Woodway and Meadowdale, there's plenty of motivation already built in, right?
That's right.
More motivation. You played this team already this year.
Yep.
Non-conference game, but it was the rubber chicken game, as they like to call it. Tell me a little bit about that game and what you think you need to do differently. Besides the fact that you need to score more points, what do you guys need to do that you didn't do the first time around?
Take care of the ball. I mean, it's the same story against them every time you play them. They play so dang hard. They put so much ball pressure on you. If you can just be strong with the basketball, good things are going to happen. That's the other part of this game so far. Terrace has not turned the ball over too much that I've seen, and when you don't turn the ball over, you're going to get some decent shots against them. And so I think they've made them pay a little bit for their pressure tonight. So we can just handle the basketball and then get back on defense. I mean, it sounds simple, but that's really what you got to do.
If it were that simple, everybody would do it every night.
It's
right?
easier said than done. So.
Well, and your team is 5-3 right now in league play. A big win last night. I was able to catch the last 3 quarters of that game. You fall behind Everett twice by 10 points or more. Both times you wipe out the deficit, you come back and you win by 1. Talk about a game like that. I mean, again, does it overstate things to say that games like that build character, or by the time you're into game number 16 of the year, are there such a thing as, or is there such a thing as building character and
I
character
think so.
wins?
I mean, you're always building, you're always learning. I think the interesting part of last night's game, it was our first game since Jackson, our first game of the year, that was within 8 points at the end of the game. So that was really our first true close game down to the wire all season.
Wins and losses.
Wins and losses.
No kidding.
We've either been winning comfortably or losing comfortably so far. So to have no experience basically with our group going into that game in a close game down the stretch, and to execute the way we did and grind out that win was really fun to see. And yeah, I think it builds character or confidence, whatever you want to say, that the next time we're in that position, we can do the same thing.
Yeah, and I just pulled up your schedule while you were giving me that answer, and you're absolutely right. It's been very one-sided one way or the other. So do you enjoy coaching those games?
The close ones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot, I guess, more comfortable when you're losing or winning by a bunch.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But no, last night was a really fun atmosphere, a little special Monday night action in Wesco, and a big game for both teams where we were at in the standings, and so I'm glad we escaped with the win. But those are the games you dream about and you hope to have, and we're fortunate to come out on top and keep it rolling.
I'm looking at your schedule. It looks like you got a pretty easy week up ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah.
Edmonds, Woodway, then you go to Marysville Pilchuck, who's currently 6-1 in league play. That's next Tuesday. And then on Thursday, you go to Stanwood, who's 7-1 in league play. Not exactly closing out the season with a bunch of cupcakes, are you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have it any other way. We're playing our best ball right now. And, we go take care of business Friday, hopefully. And then, 2 road games against 2 of the top teams in the league next week. There's not a better way to get battle tested right before the district tournament.
We should point out, too, there is one game at the end of that. Oak Harbor, which is a 3-13 game team. Those are always kind of scary teams at the end of the season, too, right? On paper, you always look at it and everybody just assumes, well, that should be an easy win. But that, especially for a team like this who is not going to make the playoffs, that's kind of their bowl game, if you will. That's their playoff game, isn't it?
Yeah, and it'll be senior night for us, so we'll be excited about that. But Oak Harbor's playing better basketball. They haven't been winning games, but they went toe-to-toe with Arlington the other night. I think they ended up losing by 7. And we're not in a position to look past anybody. And, it starts with EW on Friday, like we said, but then it's just closing out these last 4 games strong in league so that we keep playing and getting better and keep playing our best basketball come 2 weeks from now.
And then one other thing that I started to point out a little bit on the broadcast earlier, without going into too much detail because I think it would just throw everybody off, there's a very good chance right now, depending on what happens up in the Northwest Conference, that the top 5 teams are all going to get through and not have to worry about a play-in game. They can all get right into districts. You guys are currently in that 5th place spot.
Yeah.
Woodway Woodway is number 6 right now. Is it kind of exciting to be here? I mean, obviously it's exciting, right? You made the play-in tournament last year. You had to beat Snohomish. The year or before that, prior to that, you guys hadn't made districts for 6 years. So to even see the light at the end of the tunnel and to think that there's a chance right now that you might be able to win a couple games and not have to worry about playing games, that's got to be kind of nice.
No, that's definitely a goal of ours at this point, is to avoid that play-in game. And just so happens with Woodway, a game behind us in the standings right now, depending on what happens tonight, that we can really put a stamp on that Friday if we take care of business. But you're right, Squalicum has to go 4-1 in their last 5 games to qualify. And obviously checking Wesco scores tonight, but also they play Burlington Edison tonight. So if Burlington can get it done for us, that'd be nice.
So have we checked the score on that at all?
I have not right now. No.
So we'll have to keep an eye on that again. That would go a long ways to helping Meadowdale or whoever finishes in that number 5 spot to get in and avoid a play-in game. So 5:40 start time at the stable.
That's right.
Friday night. So you guys are doubleheader, boys first, girls second.
Yep.
Kind of reversing it from the last time around.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Now, is this are we hoping that? And again, this could change from year to year, but as long as we're going to go through and only play each and every team once, I would think Meadowdale and Edmonds Woodway are always going to try to slip that non-conference game in there, right? That's a huge rivalry. So
yeah, it's fun to play them twice, it's nice to see an opponent twice. The way the league's set up, you don't get to do that all the time, but this is our one chance this year to kind of measure ourselves with a constant variable there to see how far we've come and hopefully make some adjustments from the first time around.
Should be interesting. I have a feeling a lot of the folks watching, hopefully Edmonds Woodway folks are still watching. If they are, in fact, tuning in right now, 5:40 Friday night at the stable, Meadowdale versus Edmonds Woodway. Mavericks head coach Roger O'Neill. Roger, thank you as always for coming.
Thanks, Steve.
And enjoy the rest of this game. And as much, do you enjoy watching games like this, by the way, or are you here just
I do.
primarily as a scout, and that's it?
You'd love to say you just sit here with your coach lenses on the whole time, which I try to, but you get the film for that as well. And so try to pick up things live, but also sometimes you get engulfed into being a fan for a moment or two here when there's exciting basketball happening. So.
Well, hopefully we give you plenty to get engulfed in for the next 16 minutes. Thanks again, Coach.
All right, thanks.
That will take us right up to the end of halftime as we're getting ready for the third quarter of play. 33-19 is our score. To thank Roger O'Neill once again for stopping by. Let's see what the coaches, Robert Brown and his staff for Edmonds Woodway, Nayland Sood, and his group for Mountlake Terrace have said to their guys and what happens here in the third quarter. So far, so good for Edmonds Woodway. Noah Becker coming out, draining the long two in the lane there, about a 14-footer. Becker now with 4 points on the night. Mountlake Terrace on the other end. Brendan Hayes! Swish! Brendan Hayes with his third three-pointer of the game gives him 13 on the evening. Hawks once again can claim their largest lead thus far. 15 points, 36-21 score. Becker left side puts up a quick one there. Cam Eck comes flying in, grabs the board. He misses the shot as well. A scramble on the floor. Eck is on the ground, as is Mason Peterson. Let's see what they're going to call. Still awaiting to hear. Vince DeMiro, the public address announcer, took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, apparently I held ball, and that's exactly what he said. We never really did get clarification from the officials, but judging by the fact that the arrow was already pointing towards White, that's exactly what happens here. 1 minute into the third quarter. Hawks looking for a larger lead than what they currently have, which is 15. Brendan Hayes, underhand layup. Gets it done outside the arc, gets it done in the paint. Hayes with 15 points, and only had 2 at the end of the first quarter. Nice floater there is Uchenna Achulano gets the basket. Are they going to say that was a foul on the shot or not? We're going to get a whistle against the Hawks. Apparently not a foul. Is that what we're getting here? Okay, we got a whistle, and initially we were waiting to hear what the foul was. Refs did not come over, so once again we think it was either an inadvertent whistle or they were just trying to get something situated. Regardless, Achulano with the basket makes it 38-23. Grayson's a run being guarded very closely by Bull. Working that left wing into the corner. Decides to dribble it back out. We're down to 15 on the shot clock. Kicks it to the right side. Christensen misses the shot. Comes into the hands of Grayson's run. Floating towards the sideline. Fires it up. Bull gets a hand on it. Knocks it away. Ends up retrieving it himself. And here comes the Warriors right now. Bull getting himself in a little bit of trouble. Nice dive by Armstead. He can't do it. Mason Peterson, however, can. Cameron Eck coming up from behind with a block. Armstead floats it up, and he gets it to fall. That was a crazy sequence of plays. Armstead comes diving in. Bull tries to dribble the other way. Peterson just takes the dribble as is, and there's Hayes with his 4th block of the night. Getting it done on offense and on defense. Grayson's a run, kicks it back out to Peterson. Peterson inside the arc. Achulano knocking that one away initially from Christensen. He's able to come and track it down. Hayes with yet another 3! Are you kidding me? Brendan Hayes, 4 3-pointers, all since the second quarter started. 43-23 is our score. Mike Epic on the other end, he misses the shot. Hawks are looking to extend that lead now. Mason Christensen, layup, count it! This game is getting out of hand, and Edmonds Woodway says we need a break, and we're going to take one as well. A full timeout. The Mountlake Terrace Hawks with their largest lead of the night, 45-23. You're watching the Hawks Broadcast Network. And welcome back once again at the Terraceum, where it is all Mountlake Terrace right now. Outscoring Edmonds Woodway 22-6 in the second quarter, and they've started off the third quarter on a 12-5 run. 22-point lead for Mountlake Terrace. Hawks looking to run their record to 16-1 tonight, and they're off to a very good start at this time. Kyrie Armstead's going to pick up a foul, his first foul of the night. First foul of the half for either team, and we're already 3 minutes and 2 seconds in. They're going to reset the 35-second clock. Chinadu Ashilano inbounding it. Got it to Eck, over to Epic. Epic in the lane. Trying to pump fake Hayes. Hayes isn't buying it. Brendan Hayes having himself a night. There goes Becker into the lane. Puts it up. Eck tries to tip in the missed shot. Can't do it. Ashilano comes away with the offensive board. Nice job by the Warriors to keep this one alive. Not been able to come up with any points thus far, but they have been able to keep the possession. Mountlake Terrace just was stifling defense all evening long. Ashilano drives in, fades away on Grayson Zarun, can't make the basket. Mountlake Terrace with the possession on the other end. Mountlake Terrace 15-1 on the year, and having said all of that, this might be one of, if not their most impressive performance of the year so far. This is an Edmonds Woodway team that does not get pushed around this easy, and Mountlake Terrace is just dominating them since the end of the first quarter. Armstead, guess who? Count the basket, and he's going to go to the line with a chance for a three-point play. 15 points already for Kyrie. He's going to try to make it 16 with the free throw coming up as Uchenna Achulano picks up his third foul. Armstead misses the free throw. Edmonds Woodway back on the other end. Armstead averaging 18 points per game this year so far. Edmonds Woodway apparently not in too big of a rush right now. Down by 24. They're going to work this half-court offense around. We're now down to 12 on the shot clock. Richards, left side. Nice job by Armstead keeping him in front of him, not giving him any easy looks. Same can be said over there as Grayson Zarun playing a nice defense on Chinadu Ashilano. That ball is going to fly up into the air, airborne and air ball, as Errol Richards couldn't catch anything on that one, and that's going to consequently lead to a shot clock violation, even though it came down into the hands of a Hawk player. Doesn't matter. The whistle blows with 3:24 to go here in the third quarter. Edmonds Woodway still playing pressure defense, trying to get back into this game. Certainly not willing to concede defeat just quite yet. Hayes, open three, misses the shot. Becker goes up, gets the rebound. He's going to try to push ahead. He's got numbers all the way to the lane, lays it up, gets it to fall. Brendan Hayes getting a little greedy. He wanted another block. Fortunately for him, Becker puts it right over his extended reach. Peterson gets the look he wanted, but can't get the ball to fall in. Hayes is going to come away with a rebound, and he's going to draw contact. Edmonds Woodway with the foul, and that's going to be Cam Eck's third foul of the game. Becker with that basket now with 6 points tonight. He is the leading scorer for Edmonds Woodway thus far. 47-25. Armstead fakes like he's going one way, spins over to the right side, misses the shot. Achulano with the basketball. Ooh, a hard fall to the ground, and I'm not sure who they're going to call this on. Cam Eck. A tall timber in the forest. He hit the ground hard. Gets right back up. He's smiling. That's a good thing. And Mason Christensen's going to pick up the elbow foul, his first of the game, as Connor Williams checks back into the game. Nice job by Kyrie Armstead. Goes over, checks on Cam Eck to make sure he's okay. Even gave him a little high five off to the side. These guys all know each other pretty well. Again, between AAU ball, summer leagues, growing up in the same neighborhoods. It's a rivalry, but you'd like to think that it's a fairly friendly rivalry for the most part. Nice job by Chinadu Achulano as he almost comes flying over to join me at the table here. Was able to break his momentum as he got to the table and almost knocked over the camera, but fortunately for me and the equipment here, was able to pull up Hawks basketball. Nice job by Becker trying to get the steal. Armstead into the lane, draws hard contact, and he's going to get fouled. And the one thing that Mountlake Terrace doesn't need at this point is for one of their key players to get injured. And Armstead walking gingerly on that foot after the after the play there. Cam Eck with his 4th foul. And with 2:24 left in the third quarter, the big man now in danger of fouling out of the game, and Robert Brown very wisely puts him on the bench for probably the remainder of the quarter. Armstead throwing up a flat shot and misses it. They call a foul against Mountlake Terrace on the rebound. See who they're going to call this one on. Say Brendan Hayes, 2nd foul. One of the few things that hasn't gone right for him thus far. The attempt at a rebound there. Hayes, we don't keep all the stats here other than points, but at the table right now, we've got him down for 4 threes, 3 2-point shots on the night, no free throw attempts, but Hayes has 18 points. Unofficially, we've got him at least 4 blocks. He certainly has changed the trajectory of a few shots along the way with getting his hand up and playing stifling defense along the way as well. Mountlake Terrace with the basketball once again. Connor Williams threw that one away, or at least it looked like it. Mason Peterson watched that ball flying over towards the sideline, came over and was able to retrieve it before it went out of bounds. Brendan Hayes for 3! Rims it in and out. He thought for a moment there that he might have his 5th tray of the night. Doesn't. Becker's going to come down, fire up a 3 of his own on the other end, and he connects. Noah Becker with 7 of his 9 points on the evening, all in the third quarter. 47-28 score. Armstead goes into the lane, draws contact, can't get the shot to fall, but he will head to the free throw line as Madoon Bull picks up a 3rd foul. 1:24 showing on the clock. Armstead 3 for 5 at the line so far tonight. Again, Mountlake Terrace playing for RPI seeding down the stretch, really. They'd love to win the conference, but the team that's directly ahead of them right now, Shorecrest 7-0, also defeating them in head-to-head. So really, they would almost have to lose twice at this point for Mountlake Terrace to be able to put up a Wesco 3A banner. Still plenty to play for. The district playoffs coming up. It's going to be a tough district run at that as Armstead misses both free throws. So many quality teams. Linden, Anacortes, Cedro Woolley, Lakewood, Burlington Edison, Stillicum Liberty, all right up there. Becker drawing contact and gets the basket. As Mason Christensen checks back into the game. Looking at the rest of the Mountlake Terrace's regular season schedule, tonight is the 2nd of 4 consecutive home games as that foul is going to be called on Hayes, his 3rd. Mountlake Terrace, they've got Friday off. This is their bye week with 13 teams in the conference. Somebody has to take a night off every so often, and it's them this week. They will have Stanwood at home next week. Connor Williams with the 3, he misses the shot. Still looking for his first tray of the night. Coming into the evening, he had at least one 3-pointer in 14 of the Hawks' first 16 games. Trying to keep that streak going. 47-31 into the lane. Are they going to call travel? They are. Chinadu Achilanu trying to plant on that foot. One foot came out from underneath him. The other slid a little bit, and that is definitely a travel as it goes back over to the Hawks. So Mountlake Terrace with Stanwood next Tuesday night. Stanwood is 6-1 in league play this far. Always a tough team. Zach Ward always has the Spartans playing very well. Then on Friday night, February 2nd, a week from this Friday, they have a home game against Snohomish, their last regular season home game of the year. That will be senior night. And then they end their season on Monday, February 5th at Marysville-Pilchuck, a Pilchuck team that's 6-1 in league play. Mason Christensen, 3-ball, misses it. Going to get a whistle on the rebound. I believe we're going to get that on Grayson Zarun. Keegan disagrees. He shakes his head no, but no, they're going to say that was on Ashulanu. I thought they were saying 2-0. They said no 2, just a 0. Uchenna Ashulanu picks up his 4th foul. So they've got Uchenna with 4 fouls, Cam Eck with 4 fouls. Armstead misses the layup. Thought he got pushed. No call. Becker down on the other end, floats one up, misses it. Hayes comes away with the rebound, and he's going to draw a foul. I think this one might be on the other Ashulanu. That is, in fact, the case. Chinadu He picks up his first foul. It's already the 6th team foul against Edmonds Woodway here in the half. 12.3 seconds to go in the quarter. Mountlake Terrace, who has led by as many as 25 points, now up by 16. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Ball gets batted away by Epic. Edmonds Woodway able to come away with it initially. Shot goes up, it is missed, and we've come to the end of the third quarter. One that was dominated early by Mountlake Terrace. Edmonds Woodway trying to make a run late in the quarter, and that's where we stand right now. 47-31 is our score. We'll be right back with the final 8 minutes of the game. And don't forget, we'll have our player of the game interview afterwards as well. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. And welcome back once again to the Terraceum at Mountlake Terrace High School. Steve Willits bringing you the fourth quarter play-by-play action. Final 8 minutes of the game coming up. The home team, the Mountlake Terrace Hawks, up 47-31. Noah Becker trying to cut into that Hawk lead, was not able to do it, misses the drive to the left side of the hoop. Connor Williams doing a little Harlem Globetrotter action, and what are we going to get? Connor Williams dove on the basketball. As he was sliding, Nayland Sood, the Mountlake Terrace basketball coach, yelled for a timeout. Robert Brown, the coach of Edmonds Woodway, not happy about it. I think he wanted to travel. As certainly if you don't call a timeout, I think that's the obvious call there, as Williams sliding down the floor at least a good 8 or 10 feet, but Coach Sood very wisely taking advantage of that rule that states the coach can call a timeout as long as his player possesses the ball. And that is exactly what happened there. Heads up play by the coach. He's been at this a while. Nayland Sood, graduating here from Mountlake Terrace High School in 1987. Came back and took a junior varsity head coaching job in the fall of 1989. He's been the head coach here since 2000, working under the tutelage of legendary Mountlake Terrace coach Roger Ottmar for many years. So we should point out Coach Sood, a guy who knows a thing or two about getting the teams to state tournaments, and that is exactly what the Hawks are trying to do here tonight. They're not necessarily here tonight, but on the season. Again, looking to run their record to 16-1. Connor Williams, long three ball, left corner, misses it. Achulanu grabbing the rebound. Mike Epic on the other end. He puts up a three. Nice job of contesting that by Keegan Grayson Zarun. Definitely threw that shot off a little bit. Armstead. Connor Williams fakes the three, drives into the lane, kicks it out to Hayes. You know he's had the hot hand. Misses this one, though. Chinadu Achulanu. We're going to get contact here. Hayes batting that ball away from Achulanu momentarily. Gave Armstead enough time to come over and try to make a play on it. And in doing so, he draws contact, or forces contact, I should say, on Achulanu, and that's going to be Armstead's second foul of the night. 5th team foul against Mountlake Terrace, non-shooting. 7:01 to go here in the basketball game. 47-31, Mountlake Terrace in the lead. Connor Williams, nice job of defending Achulanu, swings it over to Madoon Bowl. Bowl, who's been relatively quiet tonight, only 5 points. Mentioned earlier, he's leading this team in scoring with 15.3 on the year. Michael Epic going to the ground hard, jumping right back up. And Armstead's going to pick up his third foul, and that's going to send Epic to the line, as that was in fact a shooting foul. Epic, another player, we mentioned it earlier, he's had 5 games this year in which he's scored, or I'm sorry, 3 games this year in which he has scored 20 points or more. He averages 11.9 on the year. And he's been extremely quiet tonight, only 2 points thus far. Misses the second shot. 1 for 3 on the half, 3 for 5 on the night is Edmonds Woodway from the free throw line. Not getting a lot of opportunities, and they're going to get Connor Williams with a travel. So a minute 24 into the fourth quarter, and we're still looking for our first points from either team in the period. Madoon Bull, he was ready to inbound the ball to Chinadu Achalanu. Achalanu just not even paying attention. Bull started to lunge his body forward, had to pull up, realizing that he was going to throw it to his back. Finally called Chinadu over, said, hey, you need to catch this basketball for me, and he did so. And then Chinadu goes up for the shot, gets blocked from behind. Brendan Hayes, unofficially 5 blocks on the night. As we mentioned earlier, he leads this team in blocks for the season with 24. 6:19 to go in the fourth quarter, and Mason Christensen will check back into the game as Connor Williams will catch a breather. Christensen, 10 points on the night so far. Bull, baseline, floater, misses. Nice job of grabbing the board by Mason Peterson. Double teamed, has it go off his foot. He's going to turn it right back over to Edmonds Woodway. And here Nayland Suit in the background yelling at Peterson. He wanted him to pick up that dribble. He had Keegan Grayson's run right along the baseline across from him, uncontested. Peterson had 2 guys on him. Coach was hoping he'd help him to break that press by getting it to the open man and pushing forward. Doesn't happen, however. Becker with the floater into the lane. Noah with yet another basket. Unofficially at 14 on the night. Cutting that Hawks lead down to 14 points, and then we're going to get a foul called here, or are we? Whistle blows. And we're going to get that called on Michael Epic, his second of the night. 7th team foul against Edmonds Woodway, and that will put Armstead at the line shooting 1-1. Armstead 3 for 6 from the free throw line tonight. See if he can make that 4 for 7 here. And does. Hawks going with Christensen, Grayson Zaran, Armstead, Peterson, and Hayes. Edmonds Woodway with Epic, Becker, Richards, Bull, and Chinadu Achalanu. Chinadu's going to take a seat as older brother Uchenna is going to check back into the game wearing that 0 uniform. (49-33) is our score as Armstead connects on both of the free throws. 5:45 to go. Fourth quarter. Becker once again with a little teardropper in the lane. This time he can't get that one to fall. Hawks down on the other end. Christensen pulls up, finds Hayes towards the basket. Easy layup. Nice job by Mason Christensen. Looked like he wanted to shoot it initially. Recognized the fact that his teammate had a better look, much closer in. Dishes off, and they get the basket. I'm going to call this one on Mason Peterson, his 3rd foul, as Noah Becker will step to the line for 2. Chinadu taking a very short breather as he's back in the game already. Madoon Bull's going to head towards the sideline with his 5 points. One of the few times tonight we've seen the Achalanu brothers in at the same time. Becker hitting both of the free throws. 3 for 3 on the night from the charity stripe is Noah. 51-35 score, 5:20 showing on the clock. Keegan Grayson's a run. Dangerous pass there to Christensen, catching it in midair and trying to find Mason Peterson in the corner, and in the process gets knocked to the ground. Christensen's going to go to the line. It's Michael Epic being called with a push. 8th team foul against Edmonds Woodway, and Christensen, who is 3 for 4 already tonight, will step to the line, shooting 1-1. Misses the front end. Uchenna with the basketball. The senior being guarded by Christensen. Kicks it over to Errol Richards. Richards with the 3. Hits the front of the iron, bounces off. Initially looked like it was going to go into Peterson's hands to Armstead. Armstead going all the way. They're just going to say that was before the shot. No basket. Richards reaches in, pushes Armstead, and Kyrie will step to the line with a 1-and-1 look. Armstead already 5 for 8 from the line tonight. Make that 5 for 9. I'm going to say Armstead ran in too early. I disagree with that one. It looked like Armstead recognized after the ball hit the rim that he'd missed it. He charges in. I guess pick your poison. Are you either going to call him for a lane violation or potentially a foul there? Regardless, either way, Edmonds Woodway basketball as Kyrie misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Second straight possession in which Mountlake Terrace went to the line shooting 1-and-1. Second straight time they missed the front end and come away with nothing. Chinadu Ashulanu driving into the lane. Gets fouled by Armstead, and he'll head to the line for 2. Kyrie Armstead all of a sudden making this game interesting. He has 4 fouls. So we're looking at a 4:41 game clock here left in the fourth quarter. This is an Edmonds Woodway team that is very capable of making a run. They're going to need to shoot free throws, though. Ashulanu misses the front end. 16-point game right now. And Mountlake Terrace is led by as many as 25. Chinadu making the second free throw. 15-point game. Hawks going to keep Armstead in the game with his 4 fouls. Mentioned earlier, 2 players for Edmonds Woodway with 4. Nice job. Peterson gets it down low. Reverse layup. Count the bucket. Nayland Sood says, let's call a quick timeout. We'll take one as well. 30-second break. Stay tuned. 4 minutes and 27 seconds left. You're watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. .27 to go here in the game. 53-36 score. Mountlake Terrace on top. Wanted to read a few names that I was handed at halftime. I was hoping to maybe do a little bit of play-by-play when the kids were out playing earlier. Those young folks who were out running around on the court earlier, and we'll get their names during the next break. Always a fun time when you are a youth and you can play at halftime of a high school basketball game. We don't have an NBA team anymore. This is the next closest thing for some of these kids, so an exciting time for them this evening. Mountlake Terrace with the basketball once again. We are now down at the 4-minute mark, halfway through the fourth quarter. 3-ball! Mason Peterson, his first tray of the night. Give him 5 points on the evening. Mountlake Terrace extends that lead once again up to 20. Madoon Bull trying to answer on the other end. He misses a 3. Armstead grabbing the rebound. Slowing things down, no rush right now. Hawks appear to be well in control. Closing in on win number 16 on the year. Peterson being guarded by Ashulanu. Ashulanu with 4 fouls. He's guarding him very carefully at this point. Down to 14 on the shot clock. Peterson dishes over to Hayes. Hayes with a 3. Hits it! Brendan Hayes. Trade number 5 on the night for him. 59-36 score. Uchinu Ashulanu goes up, misses the shot, but he's going to go to the line for 2. Foul is going to be called on Christensen, his second shooting foul. So Uchinu Ashulanu will step to the line for 2. Here are some of the names of the kids that were playing earlier. Rayshawn Connor wearing the number 2. Number 21 was Braden Davidson. Number 30 was Braden McVie. Number 0, Sierra McVie. Number 23 was Jordan. Of course, if your name is Jordan, you want to have the number 23. Why not? Number 25, Ezra Adisu. Number 1 was Ethan. Number 13, Danny Teckel. Number 9, JC. Number 19, Sheridan Baringer, stepdaughter of head coach Nayland Sood. And number 3, Reese Logsden. Reese's dad, Tracy Logsden, Mountlake Terrace class of 1991, was part of a Mountlake Terrace team that had a very successful run back in the day, was the starting shooting guard on that team his junior and senior year. So he no doubt has Mountlake Terrace bloodlines. And again, a nice time for those kids tonight, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders running around on the court. Now down to 3 minutes to go in this game. Mountlake Terrace in control, 23-point lead. Elijah Thomas once again into the game. The youngster getting the bucket, his first of the night. Normally a JV player. Makes it a 59-38 game. Some other folks we need to thank: the crew that put this game on tonight, the Hawks Broadcast Network staff. We've got students here from Mountlake Terrace High School. Brendan Hayes floats up a 17-foot fade away, misses it, barely catches the front iron. Pushing down on the other side, Edmonds Woodway. Lee Ledford, Saffron Tinsley, 3 balls up in the air, missed, grabbed by Hayes. Annalisa Hussey, Carly Wilson, Blake Blanco, and Tanner Renaud making up the staff and squad here. Students at Mountlake Terrace High School, along with advisor Angelo Camo, bringing you all the action tonight, setting up the equipment, running the boards. Quite the experience for all of these students. We thank them for everything that they do. Certainly, if you are one of the basketball players watching this game later on, make sure you thank those folks when you see them through the hallway. Without their hard work behind the scenes, your game's not being broadcasted over the internet. So we thank each and every one of them as Hayes hits the front end of the 2 free throws. 24 points on the night for Brendan, tying his season high. Had 24 points and 14 rebounds against Clover Park. That was a game that was played on Martin Luther King Day down at Lower Columbia College. Hayes had 14 rebounds that night as well, and there it is. 25 on the night for him. 61-38 score, and Brendan with those 25 is going to check out. Fans giving him a nice round of applause. He's got 25. Armstead has 17. Doing the quick math, that's 42 points. That's 4 more than Edmonds Woodway has as an entire team tonight. Nice job for both of those young men. Christensen also with double figures with 10. Elijah Thomas, the youngster, getting some time here late in the 4th and doing what he can with it. Showing well tonight. Elijah Thomas. Always like seeing the sophomores who get their shot at a little varsity basketball coming out and making the most of it. Maybe earning a little more PT for the rest of the season for the young guy. Swinging the ball around very nicely. Mason Christensen. Swish! Christensen with his 2nd tray of the evening. 13 points on the night, 64-41, as we're now down to 1:14 to go in the game. Cameron Eck in the key. They're going to kick it back out to Thomas. He wanted more, missed the shot. And Armstead very slowly dribbling that ball up. We're now down under a minute to go in the game. 64-41 score. All Mountlake Terrace tonight. They're going to run their record to 16-1 on the year. They pretty much eat up as much of this shot clock as they want to right now. Edmonds Woodway is going to drop to 9-8 overall, 4-5 in league play. This will be Mountlake Terrace's 11th consecutive win. Cole Yell's going to get called for the foul. And love the fact that regardless of where we're at in this game, 32.3 seconds to go. Shot clock's off. It's a 23-point win for the Hawks, or 23-point lead rather. And yet the coaches are still coaching. The fans are still cheering on their team. They want every last point possible. As Yell's going to get a foul called against him. His 2nd. Uchenna Ashulanu. 4 points on the night, make that 5 now as he hits the first free throw. Nayland Stude still arguing with Joe Thompson, says you referee, you have to reward a kid when he takes a charge. Referee's answer was, well, Coach, he slid underneath him as he went up in the air. But I think they're going to agree to disagree. It's not going to matter at this point either way, as it's now a 21-point game. Mountlake Terrace could dribble this one out. Edmonds Woodway. Ushinu Achulanu says, I'm going to put a little pressure on you just to make you work a little harder here in the last few seconds. Both Achulanu still playing a little defense there. We're now down under 10 seconds to go. Referee's doing a nice job of letting this one dribble out. 2 seconds, one to kick out to Yell. Yell's going to dribble out the clock, and the Hawks are victorious. Mountlake Terrace 64, Edmonds Woodway 43. The Hawks going to 8-1 on the year in league play, 16-1 overall. Edmonds Woodway falls to 4-5 in league, 9-8 overall. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have our player of the game. You've been watching the Hawk Broadcast Network. And welcome back once again from the Terraceum. Final score tonight, 64-43. Mountlake Terrace wins. And you know what? We wanted to give this shirt to somebody different tonight. But when you go out and you put up, I guess it's a career high, 25 points. I know you had 24 earlier this year.
25?
I have you down as having 25.
Oh.
Well, if you put the microphone up a little closer to you.
Man, I didn't know I had 25.
Brendan Hayes, you were on fire tonight. So, again, we'll double check this before it's all said and done. But we have you down for a lot of points. The unofficial statistician, by the way, Brian Hayes, who happens to be your father, I think he walked by a minute ago and yelled that you were, he said, I think he thinks you were 2 blocks away from a triple-double tonight.
Yeah, I think so.
Tell me a little bit about the blocks. That's a different element of the game. I mean, I know you have 24 on the year, but if you did, in fact, have 8 block shots, that's got to be a career high too, right?
Oh, it is, for sure. I don't know. They were just trying to throw up some random shots, and, I mean, I was just getting there, and look, whenever I keep my eyes on the ball, and I just try to connect.
And was it one of those nights where, I mean, I think 3 or 4 of those blocks came in the first quarter. I mean, did you kind of think, well, if this is what you guys are going to try tonight, I'm going to be ready all evening for you?
I mean, you don't really try to do that. I mean, it just kind of happens sometimes.
You play defense, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
End of the first quarter, you guys are down 13-11. You come out in that second quarter, and you go on a 22-6 run. Was it just a matter of getting the ball to go in the basket? Was it a matter of playing Mountlake Terrace basketball? What was so different about that second quarter that we didn't see in the first quarter?
Well, you mentioned the 6. I mean, when you can hold a team down like that, I mean, it starts all with defense, and then you start building up, and the more opportunities you can get from defense, then it'll turn into offense and automatic, you know.
You know this Edmonds Woodway team pretty well. I know you only play them once a year officially, but really summer leagues, other tournaments that you guys play in, you guys are in the same neighborhoods. Surprised at all that you were able to hold them to 43? This is a team that likes to get up and down the floor pretty well.
No, I'm not surprised. With Terrace defense, I mean, when we do our thing, we can hold anyone down.
Tell me about the scoring tonight, too. We talked about your defense, but again, when you have a career high, unofficially, we do have to talk about it. 5 threes tonight. That second quarter in particular, you hit 8 points. You came out, you hit 8 more in the third quarter. So tell me a little bit about those 2 quarters and just what was going on out there for you.
I mean, I'm just getting open shots, and they were just falling. So I always try to get up some shots if I'm open, and we were just executing offense, getting open shots, not only for me, but for Mason, the other Mason. Kyrie was getting some good drives. I mean, it was all working out.
You guys have the rare Friday night off this week, 13-team conference, so somebody has to have it. Good thing, bad thing, indifferent? Is it nice to have a break, or would you rather just keep this momentum rolling?
It's sometimes nice to have a break, but usually, like you said, you want to keep the momentum rolling, stay into it. So we got to work hard in practice and just keep going, just make sure that we're not just running through the motions, but getting ready for the next team.
Tell me what you know about Stanwood.
They're big.
Your next opponent.
Yeah, we're gonna have to play some good defense against them. They're a good team.
And that's a team that I know feeder programs and everything else. Another team that, can I assume you know them pretty well?
Yeah, we played with them all since 6th grade, from feeder all the way up.
I got to throw this out here because from the grapevine, I've heard that Stanwood's done pretty well against you guys over that time frame too, right?
Sadly, yes.
So you're going to be ready for them on Tuesday at their next home game? Is that going to be an exciting one for you?
Yeah, we'll for sure be trying to.
Okay, well, hopefully you saved a few of those points that you might need for that game. So again, unofficially 25 points, 8 block shots, it sounds like. I'm looking for your dad right now. Maybe I thought he could give me a rebound total, but we know it's we'll try to get Brian over here. He's not listening, but we know according to him, double-digit rebounds, which I'm sure you had because you were pulling down a lot of those. How many rebounds tonight? Let's see what we got from Dad here. He's pulling up the numbers.
13 rebounds, 8 blocks,
25 points, 8 block shots, 13 rebounds. Yeah, I think we have to give you the player of the game tonight. So, Brendan, great job again. Congratulations on the 11th straight victory. Best of luck next Tuesday night.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. So we'll let Brendan sign off. Again, it's we don't always keep all the stats here, but fortunately, Dad has his phone ready to go, and he has them all ready to go. We wanted to give that shirt to somebody else tonight. We wanted to mix it up a little bit, but my goodness, when you have a game like that, yeah, I think you're kind of worthy of it. So again, Mountlake Terrace 64-43 win. We mentioned it earlier, 11 straight games, and their next one is next Tuesday night at home against Stanwood. We'll broadcast that game as well. Edmonds Woodway, in the meantime, they're going to head over to the stable against Meadowdale. The Mavericks and the Warriors, always a big showdown when those two teams play, and so much more on the line this year as that could determine which of those teams may, in fact, end up getting a bye into the district playoffs, as they would be able to avoid a possible play-in game. Play-in game scheduled to take place, I believe, on February 8th. So big game for them on Friday night as well. But until then, we're going to sign off right now because the Mountlake Terrace Hawks are victorious tonight, running their record to 16-1. Final score, once again, 64-43. And one final shout-out, Lee Ledford, Saffron Tinsley, Analisa Hussey, Carly Wilson, Blake Blanco, and Tanner Renaud, and Angelo Como. Everybody with Hawk Broadcasting Network for bringing this game to you tonight. I'm Steve Willett signing off. Have a great evening.